guys, today I'm going to be talking about buy-sell trade groups for non-MLM essential oils. I'm going to give you guys 6 reasons why you might want to use these groups rather than purchasing directly from the company. I'm also going to give you some tips if you decide to do transactions in these groups. And then last, I'm going to tell you 6 groups that you might want to look at. And all this information is in the description box below, so you should make sure you open that up. My name's Sharon. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you guys subscribe below and turn on notifications to get the latest updates. Okay, so let's get started. When you purchase directly from a company, you do have advantages. You often have free shipping and you often get rewards. However, there are certain reasons why you might want to turn to Facebook and their buy-sell trade groups. So I'm going to give you guys 6 reasons. Reason number 1 is if the oil is exclusive. And exclusive oils usually fall into 2 categories. The first category is if an oil has been reformulated. So for example, there is a vanilla shortage. There has been a vanilla shortage for a couple of years. Companies, essential oil companies, cosmetic companies, you name it, they're looking for alternatives to vanilla. Now, one of these alternatives that essential oil companies have been using is Peru balsam. I have vanilla oleorescent now, and I had Peru balsam, and I was super excited to get it because it was in a 30 milliliter, and that's 1 ounce container, and it was so affordable. And people swore up and down that it smelled like vanilla. And now this is where it comes into play that scent is so personal. When I smell vanilla, and when I smelled the vanilla oleorescent that I had, it smelled like vanilla. And then when I smelled the Peru balsam, it smelled like musty basement. So for me, there's no comparison. So sometimes when people want an older oil, one that has been reformulated, they can't get it. It doesn't exist. The only way they can get it is in these buy-sell trade groups. Now the second reason an oil might be exclusive is due to it being a limited offer. So for example, plant therapy. Every season they come out with 3 essential oil blends specific for that season. Things that smell like spring, summer, winter, or fall. And you can only buy these oils during that 3-month period. Now some people, for whatever reason, are unable to purchase those oils. And the only way that they can get it is, again, turning to the Facebook groups. Now sometimes plant therapy has been known to stick those oils into their bargain bin, but it is not guaranteed. It is rare. And another example of an exclusive oil is plant therapy. They have come out with this free oil that you get on your birthday. It's called lemon cupcake. It's totally free. All you have to do is sign up for their perks program. Make sure you enter your birthday. Be honest. You don't have to enter your year that you were born. And on your birthday, they will be sending you a lemon cupcake blend. The only thing you have to do is make a $5 purchase. With this blend, you cannot buy it, period, on their website. You have to sign up for their perks program. Now, some people do not like this blend, and some people love it. Now the thing is, you get 1 blend a year. Unless you're going to be using your kids or your spouse or your partner or whatever and opening accounts for them, plant therapy is only going to be sending you 1 of those blends a year. So if you want more than 1 blend, just check out the Facebook groups. Now, reason number 2 is if you want samples. So using plant therapy and Eden's Garden as my example, plant therapy, for their regular oils, now I'm not including those expensive, precious oils, regular oils, this is 10 milliliters, this is Eden Garden, but this 10 milliliters is the size. This is pretty big. It seems very small, this is a 1/3 of an ounce, but 10 milliliters has about 170 drops. And that lasts approximately, if you use 10 drops a day in your diffuser, that would be lasting about 17 days or 2 weeks. Now, Eden's Garden has things that are half the size, and I don't have any of the smaller sizes from Eden's Garden, but it is 5 milliliters, which is half the size. Now, Avad is another company that I really enjoy purchasing from because they have samples for about 75 cents. Now, the thing is, even if I were to get a sample from that other company, it's probably going to smell different from the essential oil from Eden's Garden or Plant Therapy. So if I wanted to try a specific oil, from, for example, Eden's Garden or Plant Therapy, if I wanted to get a sample, I can go on that Facebook group. And there's a couple ways that you can get samples. So one of them is in a regular full-size container. So some people, they have like a little bit left, it might be at the label, at the bottom of a label left, and they don't want the oil anymore. Other people have a very large collection of oils. I probably have about 50 oils, and I can't hold a candle to some of these people, the collection of oils they have. I'm happy with my collection. It's perfect. It's probably a little bit large for what I use it for. But these people are willing to decant oils. So what this means is they take this container and then they have smaller containers, usually about 1 milliliter, 2 milliliter, 5, and they can put oils into those containers and send it to you. Now, the thing about this is it might not be that cost effective when you take into consideration that you will be paying for shipping, which is usually within the continental US, you're probably going to be paying between $2.50 to maybe $3 or $3.50 for shipping. So if you wanted to get one oil, you would really have to weigh the pros and cons whether or not it's cost effective. If you find somebody with a larger collection, they have a whole bunch of oils that they're willing to decant and you want to try all of them, that's awesome. It's probably going to be very cost effective for you to do that. So the fourth reason that I have are finding deals. Plant therapy is notorious for having sales. This is, if I have to say one thing bad about the company, I would actually say they have too many sales. I believe they create a fear of missing out. However, there are people out there who will sell their oils for whatever reason. Unfortunately, some people have financial difficulties, or perhaps they've just decided I've seen people, they've decided they don't want to use essential oils anymore. Or maybe they have too many, or they've decided they don't like it, or whatever. They're on medication, they can't use it. There are many reasons why people might decide to sell their oils. And sometimes you can find people selling like a whole lot of oils, a lot together for a very good price. And it would come out to maybe $2, $3, or $4 per 10 milliliter bottle. Now, like I said, if I could get the rewards, it's great to purchase direct from the company, but if I'm going to get something, if this is normally going to cost $10 and I can get it for $4 or $5, even if I do have to pay for shipping, if I can get a bunch of oils, like for example, if I can get 10 oils and I'm only going to be paying $20 or $25 for that, I would probably do that. Now, I do want to caution you about this because it's very easy to get carried away in these groups. Please only purchase the oils that you are going to use. Don't just purchase oils to have them. Please do not get into the whole buy all the oils. You don't need all the oils. Oils do have shelf lives. Citruses last about a year or two. There are other oils that last longer. But if you don't know what to do with the oil, don't just buy it to have it because then it's a waste of money. The fifth reason why you might want to buy from these groups is if you yourself have oils that you don't want. What you can do is you can either trade these oils or sell these oils. You could bring them back to the company or send them back to the company, and that is my sixth reason. So if you send something back to the company, for example, Plant Therapy has a very good, they do accept returns. They have a very easy return policy. However, if the oil is open, they are going to have to dispose of it. And how they dispose of it, I don't know. They could possibly, if it's a single oil, they could use it and try to make blends with it. They do YouTube and Facebook, and they do live events as well. They could use that in demonstrations, but they might simply have to basically throw it away. And there are people out there, myself included, and I believe that this is extremely wasteful. You need a lot of plant material, pounds and pounds, to make a small bottle of essential oil. So rather than sending it back to the company, and yes, I would get credit for it most often than not, I would put it in the trade group. So those are my 6 reasons why you would want to use a buy-sell trade group. Now I'm going to give you guys some tips to using buy-sell trade groups. So I have been involved in these groups for about a year, and I have never been screwed over, and I have bought a decent number of oils from there, and I have also sold and traded oils. So like I said, I've never been screwed over, and knock on wood. But there are some things that you need to take into consideration. And the first thing is to be honest. Check your accounts, or if you keep, for example, an Excel sheet or some kind of spreadsheet, and let people know when you purchase the oil. So as I mentioned before, citrus oils usually last a year or 2. So if you're trying to get rid of a citrus oil that's 3 years old, chances are nobody's going to want it. And don't lie about it, simply don't put it up on the group. So be honest, first of all, about the purchase date. And also if you opened it later on, like much later, tell them when you opened it. The second thing you need to be honest about is how much oil is in here. Now these are all dark amber bottles, and you cannot really see inside. And most of them, they have it where that label meets together, so you can't actually see how much is in there. So if I tip it to the side, I can see that it's halfway done. halfway gone. So a lot of people, what they do is they actually use the label for measuring. They'll say like, it's under the cap, it's new, or it's above the label, a little below, or below here, or they'll say like it's halfway finished as well. You have to be honest about how much oil is left in there, because that is going to directly influence how much you can sell it for, or what oils you can trade it for. The second thing that you want to consider is packaging it well. So this is black electric tape, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to tape around the cap. Make sure you tape and it's airtight so no oils can leak out. So after you tape it, you're also going to be wanting to put your oils in Ziploc bags. And I save my packing material. So the packing material that I use, rather than throw it out, I do reuse it. So I would package it in here, and then I'm also going to be using bubble wrap. And this is old bubble wrap. Somebody else has sent me stuff in. Plant Therapy, they use bubble envelopes. I also include bubble wrap in there. So make sure you're packaging your oils well so that they're not going to break. Some oils are flammable, and if you go to the post office, you will have to declare this. You have to, they will still let you send flammable material. You just have to tell them, it's essential oils. Please don't lie to the post office. It's a government institution. You just don't want to go there. Another thing that you want to do is don't delay in sending your package out. I know life gets in the way. I know kids or family issues or the weather. Sometimes you can't go to the post office when you say you can, but you need to tell the person. I have seen people get very, very upset. They send money, and people take, a couple weeks to send out their oil. And that, I do understand their extenuating circumstances, and sometimes you have to do that. But for the most case, try to send the oil, a day or two after you get payment. And there's a couple ways that you can get labels for this. You can go through PayPal, and they have PayPal shipping. I have yet to figure it out. I just go directly to the post office. If you can figure out PayPal shipping, you will save a few cents here or there, and it probably does add up if you're going to be sending out a lot of packages. You're also going to want to give them tracking information. I always track the packages that I sent, and once it says it's received, I then contact that person and I verify that they have received it, because there have been times when it says received, and the person's like, well, I don't have my oil, like, where is it? And I'm like, well, the post office says that they have given it to you, and sometimes they leave it, on a side porch, or sometimes the neighbor takes it in, or if they're in a apartment building, sometimes it's at the security desk or the guard desk. So you want to verify that they have actually received their oil. And now, when you have verification, written verification in your messages, your PMs, then you can delete your post off the group. So please do not delete your post after you have verified from them that they have received their package. And the last tip that I have for you guys, that's to help both of you guys, is to use PayPal, or I've seen people use Venmo as well. But PayPal, and do not use family and friends, because that's not going to protect you as well. So you are going to be wanting to use the PayPal where you're doing invoices. And yes, PayPal is going to deduct a little bit. However, it is to help both you guys. Now, so those are my tips for shipping things out. Now, the groups themselves, there are 6 groups that I have found. Most of them are for plant therapy. There's also ones for Eden's Garden. And in these groups, you can also sell other companies. Most of them do not allow MLMs. Some of them have a specific thread on there for MLMs. I have written a blog post about all of these, and I'm going to quickly name them for you guys. So the first one is for Eden's Garden. It's called EG Essential Oil Trading Post. It's really not that active at all. For some reason, people seem to buy, sell, and trade plant therapy oils more than Eden's Garden, and I really believe this is due to all the sales and the fear of missing out that plant therapy has created. The second one is called Essential Oil Trading, No MLMs. And the last 4 are all for plant therapy. You have Oil of the Month, PT Oils, Plant Therapy Essential Oil, Wellness and Buy Sell Trade, PT Trading Post, and this is probably one of the most active ones. They do have rules that if you're cross-posting, so a lot of people, like myself, I'm in all of these groups. If I want to get rid of oils, like sell them or trade them, I post them across the board. But some of them say you cannot do that. You can only post in our group, or if you post in other groups, you can only post on this thread. Be sure you are following the rules. They're put there in place. You don't want to make the admins mad or just upset people. Follow the rules. And the last one is the trades groups for plant therapy, essential oil chat, DIY, main group. So that's kind of hard to hear all those. I'm going to put a list and a link below. Make sure you check it out. So those are my 6 reasons why you guys should use buy-sell trade groups instead of going directly with a company. I've also given you a handful of tips to help you with the trades, and then given you guys 6 groups to check out. Make sure you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. Turn on notifications to get the latest updates. I will see you guys later.